Hi guys, I'm Kasha. Welcome to the channel and welcome as always to our coffee times to discuss books in horror. And you guys, I am officially back from holidays and this is the first video recording back, and it always feels so weird when you're back from holidays and you haven't recorded in a while and you're like, how do you turn the camera on? What's going on? So anyways, today I am here to let you guys know my plans for the reading month of September.
It's coffee time.
So normally in August I do read some kind of rom-coms or those type of books because I feel like those are a lot of fun if I'm on holidays at the beach and stuff like that. I don't know why, but I do enjoy reading those when I'm at the beach. So now we are approaching slowly spooky season. I already consider the beginning of September Halloween. Like September, October, November for me is Halloween season. Fight me on it. But I just want to enjoy the season for as long as I can until Christmas comes around and everything is red, green and white. So I decided to kind of slowly get into some of the reading plans that I have for the spooky season, but September is mostly going to be for me some new YA and middle grade releases for the majority of it, and I'm gonna leave space for other books that I want to include in themed reading vlogs and stuff like that. So today I'm only gonna show you, I think I have a total of 7 or 8 books that I kind of really want to get to in the month of September. As I've said, there's a lot of new releases because one of the things that I really did want to do this year was read more new releases and give you guys more book reviews. And I hope that you are enjoying the type of format that I'm using for my book reviews. I'm just trying to be very objective to let you guys know what the books are about and what you can expect, and hopefully not spoil anything at all. If you guys would love to have like a small spoiler section at the end of my review videos, please let me know because I can totally do that as well. So now without further ado, let's check the books that I have on my TBR pile for the month of September. The first book that I would like to talk to you about is a book that I'm really excited to read because I have considered picking this one up a couple of times and I never did, and it has been chosen to be the YA book club read for the month of September. The YA book club is hosted by Amy McCall. I'm gonna leave the Goodreads link to the book club down below. Every month you basically get a poll and then you get to vote on which book you want to read next month, and the one that wins is the book club of the month. And so this month we're gonna be reading the month of September Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendare Blake, and we're going to be hosting a live discussion as well in the month of October at the beginning of the month to talk to you guys about the book. So if you want to join, you can pick up a copy of the book and then discuss it with us. We follow Cass Lowood and he is basically in the family business. And what is the family business, do you ask me? Well, the family business is basically killing the dead. His father also had this kind of talent and now Cass is following his footsteps. Cass' father was killed by a ghost that he was trying to defeat himself, and so now Cass has taken over the business and is traveling with all the equipment that his father had and is traveling the country trying to find ghosts that he can kill. He travels with his witch mother and with a cat that can sniff spirits, so I'm really excited to see, of course, the parts of the cat as a cat lover. One of the ghosts that he wants to hunt and kill is a ghost that people in town call Anna Dressed in Blood, and he thinks it's gonna be an easy job. Get the ghost and kill it. But then when he gets to know the ghost, he understands that Anna is actually a ghost that is really cursed by what happened to her. So he's gonna have a conflict because obviously he wants to do his job, he wants to get rid of the ghost, but at the same time he feels like he has to help the ghost as well and try to figure out what happened to her. I'm really excited to see how this one is gonna go, and I have heard good things about it. That's why I nearly picked it up in the past. past, but then I decided to wait for this book club and read it together with Amy and all the other amazing guests that are gonna be in the live show. So if you can, pick up a copy and read it with us, or if you've already read it, I don't know if you want to give it a reread, but you can also just join us in the live show, because if you come to the live, we will be discussing the book with all the spoilers. Now, the majority of the books that I'm going to talk about are actually either pre-ordered or in the mail on their way to me, because I didn't want to order things while I was in Spain. I didn't want to basically have my mailbox full of books while I was gone. So most of the books that I'm going to talk about are either pre-ordered or on the way to me. So the next book that I'm gonna be reading is pre-ordered. It comes out at the beginning of the month, so hopefully I will be able to get it on time, and that is Holy by Stephen King. Holy is a character that he first introduced in Mr. Mercedes. We also saw her in Finders Keepers and in The Outsider. Stephen King has mentioned that this was a character that was just supposed to appear in Mr. Mercedes and then go away, but he couldn't let her go, and he felt like she deserved her own book, her own story, and I'm really excited about it. I did want to reread all the books that she's in before getting into this one, but I just do not have the time. Coming back from holidays, I have to catch up on a lot of work, so I'm not gonna be able to do the reread, but maybe we can do this together. Maybe next year we can do one book a month, you know, starting with Mr. Mercedes and then Finders Keepers. So if you guys are interested in doing a read along with me and reading all these books next year, let me know if anybody's interested. I will be more than glad to do so, and maybe we can even have live discussions as well of the books. I do love Stephen King, as you guys know, so I'm always up for rereads of his books. Penny calls the Finders Keepers agency looking for help, and Holly is the one that gets that phone call. Holly is meant to be on leave at the time, but her partner is sick, so she has no other choice than to attend the call herself, and she didn't want to take the job at first, but after speaking with Penny, she knows that she needs to help this woman no matter what. Penny's daughter is missing, and now it's Holly's job to find her. Now, this book is probably going to be in the same kind of tone of, you know, Mr. Mercedes, Finders Keepers, more of a horror thriller than a full-on horror, but I'm really excited, and yeah, I'm always happy for a new Stephen King book. Then we have Channel Fear by Lisa Richardson, and this is a YA horror book. Now, this one was not even on my radar, but I saw somebody posting about this book on Twitter and immediately went to Amazon to check it out. It had such a good price for a pre-order. I think it was only 6 or 7 euros on Amazon, so I decided to pull the trigger and get it, because it is a book that is combining, you know, social media, YouTube and stuff with horror, which is something that I'm really interested in, since, you know, the world is advancing with a lot of technologies, and social media is something that has been coming up more and more often in horror movies and books. So I'm really excited to see how this one is gonna be. Iris is obsessed with a YouTube duo, Ghost Hunters. They're called Zach and Lucas, and she loves to watch their channel and their ghost hunting experiences. But these two guys disappeared in an undisclosed locations months ago, and nobody knows what happened to them. So Iris, together with a couple of friends, is determined to find the place where they disappeared and also try to find out what happened to them, if they're still alive or not, and all of that. So I am intrigued about this one. It's a book, as I said, that I just saw somebody posting about on Twitter and decided to get it on a whim. So I don't know exactly what to expect, but I'm always up for, you know, books trying to be a little bit modern when it comes to the horror. And even though it includes YouTube, I'm aware that this is probably going to be more of a ghost kind of hunting scenario. I don't know how much the YouTube part is going to be like relevant to the story, but I don't know. I just needed to get it, and I'll let you guys know how it was. The next one is a middle grade called Field of Screams by Wendy Paris, and we follow Rebecca. She is a paranormal enthusiast, and her family drags her all the way to Iowa to spend the summer, and she is not really happy about it. She has been dragged to spend the summer with family members that she barely knows, but then she gets the tracks of a possible ghost, and she gets really excited about it, you know, because she's always been dreaming of actually meeting and seeing a ghost in real life. And she was excited until she actually saw the ghost. The more that Rebecca will discover, the scarier the ghost is going to get. And I also don't know if it was connected to her family or not, but I'm really excited. I think this is a middle grade that sounds amazing, and it has great reviews on Goodreads. So let's see if this is one of my favorite middle grade horror books of the year. The other new release that I already have at home is Bite Risk by S.J. Wills, and this is a YA horror paranormal, and obviously, as you can imagine, it deals with werewolves. The main character in the story is 13 years old, so I think this is one of the books that kind of merges a little bit between middle grade and YA, but what really caught my attention about the book is that the story takes place in a small town in which one night a year all the adults in town turn into werewolves, so the children have to lock up the adult for the night. So I thought that was a really interesting twist. Normally when you get, you know, werewolf stories, especially if it's middle grade or YA, it's either a teenager that turns into a werewolf or a specific parent or family member of someone, but not like the whole town, all the adults at once turn into werewolves. So I'm really intrigued about that. Another book that I had pre-ordered, and actually I wanted to read this in the month of August, but I just did not have the time because this was delivered while I was on holidays, is The Last Girls Standing by Jennifer Dugan, and this is a YA horror thriller. The sole surviving counselors of a summer camp have to return to the place to uncover the mystery of what happened that night. That is basically all I knew and discover, and I knew I had to get this book. So these counselors, when they went to the summer camp, they basically only knew each other a couple of days when the massacre broke loose and everybody was murdered except a couple of counselors that survived. Months later, there is new evidence and they're trying to figure out what happened to them, so they have to return to the camp to try to see if they can solve the mystery, which, you know, I don't know why you would return to such a traumatic place, but be my guest. So this is gonna be another of those books where you have a summer camp and people have to survive the night. I really wanted to read this one still in summer, but I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it until the month ends. But I'm still gonna read this in September because I don't want to wait until next year. Welcome to Camp Killer by Cynthia Murphy is another YA horror thriller, and another one that I was hoping to read while I was on holidays, but I did not get to read it while I was on holidays because this is a book that I want to review, so I wanted to take notes and really, you know, dive deep into the book for the review, so I did not have the time on holidays to do that, but I'm really excited. It's the first book I'm gonna start this September because I just cannot wait. As you guys know, I have been loving every book by Cynthia Murphy that I have been reading, so she has become one of my new YA favorite authors when it comes to horror, and an out-of-buy author, of course. So I'm really excited about this one, and I love that her books don't have big like synopses, so you don't really know so much about the book when you get into it, so she just keeps it really mysterious. We are in Camp Miller, which is a summer camp that has been kind of designed like your typical American camps. So the teenagers are looking forward to a lot of nice summer activities, but then obviously people are gonna start getting killed, and that's when the fun begins, and we don't know much about it, and I'm really excited to figure out what's going on in this camp. All I know is that the people at the camp start seeing a ghostly presence, and that is when the accidents start. Or are they accidents? I don't know. I'm really excited for this one. And that is everything that I ended up putting on my official reading list for the month of September, because I am still planning, as I said, other reading vlogs and other videos, and I want to keep the books I'm going to be reading for that a secret, so I'm not going to mention them. So I thought putting only 7 that are kind of YA middle grade, might be more fast-paced reads for me, would help me to work towards all my themed vlogs and things that I want to plan and do for spooky season. So yeah, but I'm really excited, and this month, as you have seen, for September I have planned a lot of new releases, so I hope that with my reviews I help you guys to figure out which ones are the ones that you want to pick up. Thank you guys as always so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below, what are you planning to read in September, or are you already getting ready for spooky season? And if you have any type of videos that you want me to do during spooky season, let me know down below. Thank you guys as always so much for watching, and I hope to see you all as always in our next coffee time. Bye!